Be working now. Let's see if it is. Yeah, it's working. Okay. So, let me see if I can load up a few things here. I'm gonna put that in my presentation. Swear to God.
This is Gran Turismo 7 in a nutshell.
There you go. Okay, so you can start by introducing yourself and starting with how you got into this whole franchise, this whole deal.
Alright, so my name is Greasy Sam Squanch from Edmonton, Alberta. And shit, I got into Gran Turismo back in, 1997 when it first came out? My friend's brother brought his PlayStation home and I watched the opening credits and I fell in love from that day out. Been addicted. That's it.
Okay.
That's how it all started.
If I would like to poke and prod on your, I guess, history, I would like to ask, when did you start really feeling connected to this community that has been growing in this
Connected to the community. Well, I've started getting real competitive. What was it? Gran Turismo 5 when GT Academy came out. Turismo Leicester definitely inspired me to buy a wheel and get my shit together and try and make it through, which I almost did with after only having a wheel for I think it was like 3 days.
Okay.
But sorry, I got distracted because I'm driving up a hill here. And that's when I started wanting to get into it competitively. And then life happened and kids came, so I kind of dropped off for a bit. And then when GT Sport came out, that's when I started getting into it and getting into the community with Mr. Mad Knight Mopar and Mr. Bloomby, I always remember seeing Bloomby's name on the top of the list and Pop's name at the top of the list back in the day. Thinking, how the fuck are these guys going that fast?
Right.
And now I get to drive with them.
These are, what do they call them? I guess legend names is what you should call them, I guess, for the people who...
definitely names that stuck out in my head, that's for sure.
Yeah. If you want to get in the franchise and you start, you know, oh, who are some guys I should start talking to and, you know, trying to learn? Those are some guys right there.
I was always scared, though, when I was getting into... It took me a bit to get into the FIAs and really want to do it because I kind of got into the top split too fast for my skill level. And I had a lot of terrible races, made a lot of really bad mistakes. But it's all live and learn, but I think that was my big thing. It took me a while to get even on a team. You know me, the Greasy Sam Squanch rode solo for so long.
Right. Well, another question I wanted to ask. Obviously, I'm interviewing you, and this is you and I, so I have to ask the me bit in here. If you can, in your own words, speak about the history that the two of us have had since when we first met and what we are now.
Shit, how long has it been now? It's been a few years, hasn't it?
I want to say 2 or 3.
I think so. Let me think, because I was in my place, my old place, still talking to you, right? Before I moved into this new house.
I wouldn't know.
I've been in this place for like a year and a half. Yeah, man,
yeah,
it's definitely been close to 3 years, probably.
Right.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, it's been
I think I remember you mostly on the track. You were the guy that always... I think I probably let you go by most of the time. Or you pushed your way by one or the other.
Yeah. I was,
But I think when I got into the top split shit, when you were in the top split shit, that's when I was like very, very new into the top split racing. Before I was talking to any of you guys. But I always heard, before I even heard your voice and talked to you, Mopar and these guys are always talking to me like that. Shred, he's quick. Because you were 16 at the time. That's what I remember hearing. It was like this super quick 16-year-old. That's what I remember hearing.
I want to say because I had hit top
He's not that
split.
quick, by the way, just if this is on record.
This is, I want to say, like, I hit top split end of 2018, beginning of 2019.
Yeah, I want to say that's probably the same as me. Maybe a little late end of 19. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
was
like
pre-COVID. It was definitely pre-COVID for sure.
way before pre-COVID.
Yeah.
But I'm yeah, because I remember having Dino's team, Top Tier Gaming. That's when I started getting into top
You were
split.
TTG, were you not?
Yes.
Yeah, and I hated all you TGT guys.
Yeah,
All mean,
everybody did.
Big fucking bullies.
Yeah, we all were. Yeah, which is why when obviously I'm going to talk to Mopar later, and he's going to probably say how I scared the shit out of him when we first met, but yeah, so obviously, yeah, it's been a while since we met. What was it, the first time I met you, I don't think it wasn't top split. I'm pretty sure it was just Mopar's lobby the first time I met.
Could have been one of the...
It was just like a
Midnight
practice
Madness
lobby for like an FIA or whatever. That's what I remember, and I remember I was way ahead of, I think it was Pop at the time. I think it was like 15 seconds, and then you were ahead by like 8 seconds, and I was 15 and crazy sensitive and emotional at the time, so I got off and I just was pissed off for about an hour that I lost.
I like to think that when I put a faster time down than you, it lights a little fire under your butt.
It does. Well, when we first met, it used to anger the shit out of me to the point where it was like I would break. I would try to break something if he was faster. That's how competitive it was.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're that age, though.
Yeah, and at the time, I was talking to a lot of the kids my age, and they were like, "Yeah, you just gotta, drive the way you drive in karting, which is like aggressive and bully and push people out of the way if you have to."
Well, you kind of have to do that with go-karting, though, because if you don't make that move, somebody's gonna make it on you.
Exactly.
That's the way karting is. You definitely have to be more aggressive.
But and I remember when I first started, which is why Mopar hated me for so long in the beginning, was because I kept trying to bring that into virtual racing.
Put a fender in on somebody and
yeah, and it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I remember hearing Shred, if he doesn't keep shit together, I'm gonna kick him.
Yep. Yeah, I remember hearing that when I was in party chats, and he would say that if you don't keep your shit together, you're out of here. Just so you know that. But yeah, I think part of it was Greasy, the other part of it was Mopar screaming to try and beat me out of it, and yeah, eventually I changed. But the other thing I wanted to ask is, given that we've gone through a pandemic, given that we've gone more virtual than we ever have before, and given the fact that we've had more free time, and with the circumstances of your community and your ties, what do you think that has done to you personally?
To me, through the whole
yes.
pandemic and all that, it's definitely been an outlet to just, I don't know how to say it, well, talk to you guys at least, have some human interaction, where you hear a voice or whatever, but even just the outlet to zone out and drive for a while is enough to help. I don't know.
Right.
It's online community is one of those things. It's crazy because we've known each other for a super long time. You just know what I look like now because you saw my profile picture.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, I don't know what I know what Pop looks like, and I know what Mopar looks like. Nobody else I know what they look like, which is crazy because I'd like to think we're all pretty good friends for the most part, right? Which is wild to be able to have friends all over the world that consistently. Like, I talk to you guys more than I talk to my old school friends from high school and shit.
Yeah.
Just because life and kids and all that kind of stuff. You haven't hit that age yet.
No, I
Neither
have
has
not.
that group this message is going to either. Just wait, you'll lose all your friends to family and children. But
Well,
it's worth
actually,
it.
yeah,
It's
you
worth
bring
it.
up a good point with the whole knowing what people look like, because that's a thing. Because when you make online friends, you tend to know. It's weird. Did you notice that? It tends to be like they will tell you everything about them, but what the hell does their left foot look like? I will never know.
Yeah,
And it
it's wild.
seems so simple and such a like, we take it for granted that you know what
Totally
the other
do.
person would look like.
So
And
far away yet so close.
yeah, exactly.
But
So
one thing I will say about online stuff, you still got to make time for the real world. You got to make real connections in the real world
there's your lesson,
and not
college
live your life
students.
online. You got to. You
There's
just
your
have
lesson,
to.
college
Live your
students.
life. Climb a mountain. Fucking
Yeah,
sniff a flower. Fucking,
get off your ass and
do
smell the
something.
roses. Exactly.
That's worth it.
Exactly. Yeah, I always try to preach that to my own high school friends because they don't have a life much of.
Well, it's
And
so easy to just get wrapped up in your phone and social media and online. Like, you can, like, it scares the shit out of me when metaverse crap and all that kind of stuff. That stuff's insane.
exactly, yeah,
That's-
it's
but
terrifying how we're
It's
gonna
the
be able
future,
to.
though.
Yeah, I don't know how that metaverse
I
thing is
had a
gonna work.
moment. There's a moment of technology for you because I come from just in that era, like the beginning of cell phones and all that shit. And usually I have my cell phone with me everywhere. I went to the dog park and I was walking around the dog park and I realized I didn't have my phone with me and I was like, huh, okay, all right, that's not too bad. And I wasn't tripping out about it at all because I was like, oh fuck, it's in the car. Got back to the car, it wasn't in the car, and I was just like, uh-oh, where's my phone? Start to trip out, think everywhere it could be, looking for it on the drive home to leave it on the roof of the car, da 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 da. It was at home. But it's crazy. Some people can't go 2 minutes without their phone without tripping balls, man. Crazy.
I was one of those people for a while. That was around the time when I hit top split. I was that kid that if you took my phone away from me, I became crackhead. Don't you do that to me! No, no,
Yeah, it's
please!
crazy, man. You just
Yeah.
gotta. Well, that's what it's all geared for now, though. That's why they give you those 20-second videos, because you have an attention span of a fly.
Yeah.
You have a 20-second video and it just keeps cycling and you get sucked into that shit. It's crazy.
Exactly. It's when I would sit there and look at like the playtime of GT7, which is the new game that you might see on the screen. I have almost 75 hours in this game in like 3 weeks.
In
Like,
GT7 already?
yeah,
I don't know how many I have. I haven't looked.
I'd like to believe you have less, but I don't know.
Where do you look?
Off.
Where do you find it? Let me look.
If
See
you
how
go,
many
yeah,
hours of my
so if
life
you,
I've wasted in this.
well, go to the GT7 website and you'll hit something called My Page, and then you can log in on your account and it shows you everything.
Can't you do it from your...
No.
Right here. I think I found it. Total
Well,
distance driven.
you have fun.
Total time driven, 24 hours and 42 minutes, 7 seconds.
Yeah, that's driven. How many times have you actually, like, if you scroll, it'll say how many times you've actually played. I think if you go down.
It only goes down to sport and social. That's it. Oh, playtime. 84 hours, 28 minutes, 36 seconds.
Holy crap. You have more than I do.
Holy crap, dude. Man, my worst one of those was, it would have been Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I had weeks in that game. Weeks. I used to come home from work and that's all I did. Thank God I had a child and it snapped me out of it.
Exactly. Otherwise, you'd have been like all the other kids.
Oh, I can't even do that shit now with my thumbs. It's just too hard on them.
Yes, this man has had thumb surgery.
Yeah, broken ass thumbs. Yeah.
Because he decided to work in the automotive industry, which is, to be honest,
don't be a mechanic. Well,
Yeah.
learn how to be a mechanic so
But
you
don't do
can work on a vehicle, but don't do it for a job. It's terrible. Terrible job. I learned a lot, but it's not a good job.
There's your other advice. Don't become a tradesperson for like more than 5 years, because it will kill you when you become 50.
I guess it depends on the trade, I suppose.
No, I mean, electrician, yeah, if you don't electrocute yourself.
Yeah, with an electrician, it's easier. With other trades, it's easier to start your own business.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a welder, you gotta invest money, get a truck, get all of your gear and stuff like that. Plumber, van, gets the tools, plumbing truck, whatever. Mechanic though, you need like fucking alignment machine, wheel balancer, fucking tire balancer, like there's so much overhead, it's crazy to get into it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
a space to do it all.
For sure. Yeah. I mean,
our
it's...
tools are a lot more expensive than Did you get that one that I sent you, the candy booth? It's candy.
Oh, yeah.
Did I send it to you?
Yeah. Yeah, there's another one. There's another one
got
to
me.
slightly bring it back to the interview before we go way too off topic. I have this man's Instagram. That's how you know it's serious, the friendship. I might never meet this guy ever unless I go to Alberta and see him in a
Never come to
shop and
Edmonton.
suck my... But like, you know,
If
like
you
I
ever come
might...
to Edmonton, I'll take you to the go-kart track and I'll beat you. How about
Nah, I
that?
don't know about that.
I'll light the fire under your butt.
I don't know about that. To be honest, if it's one of those like electric carts that's really fucking heavy, probably, because
Oh yeah,
I have.
these are the super heavy electric ones.
You
yeah.
need like 100.
It's supposed to
you
be
need,
like a 3-story building or a 3-story go-kart
Yeah.
track though.
Well, I mean, the thing is with those carts too is like you have to have a lot of weight, so you don't bounce around.
Oh dude, I'm light as fuck. You saw a picture of me. I'm 160 pounds soaking wet.
That's heavier than me, honestly. That might do it, because I mean.
Yeah, that was the one thing that everybody said when I used to dominate at the old speeders or whatever.
Yeah.
That Mopar unmuted us. New menu. What?
What the fuck? You sound like you're
Oh,
doing
new
some.
menu. Oh, new menu.
Yeah, it's that I say it too, and it's true though. Cause I am 105 pounds.
Yeah, you're a little man.
Trying
Yeah, you'd
to
bounce around because I was right on the edge of not really being able to stick anymore, like on the edge of sliding and gripping, and
Yeah.
having to be able to control that. Where a heavy dude would just be able to chuck it into a corner and it would stick to the road. But on the straightaway, my light ass would just fucking take off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I had
But
trouble
we're
with
only
too.
talking like 18, 19 second lap times, so like it's really quick, right?
Yeah, we get 22, 23 seconds,
Yeah.
and there's
I
not
think
really.
they shortened the duffel bags was at the track the other day, and they shortened it down to 17 seconds. It's just like, well, it's kind of
Jesus.
cheese.
Yeah, we started.
I'm
when
sure
they,
they've given up on that track with this new one being built, but
I don't know. I mean, when it was the grand opening, if you hit a 24-second lap time, you were like a god. Now it's like if you don't hit a 21-second lap time, you're a fucking loser. Like, it's ridiculous how much it's, and no track alteration.
that's another thing to tie into Gran Turismo too. Was at the speeders here, I had known Turismo Leicester, video game Turismo Leicester for forever, being as fast as shit in the game. And I went to the go-kart track here, the speeders here, and I looked up at the board and it said Turismo Leicester in my race, and I was just like, what the hell? And we raced for the first time before we even talked in go-karts, and I think I may have beat him. And then after the race I went up to him, I was like, are you like Gran Turismo Leicester? Because he saw my name, Greasy Sam Squanch, up there too, and he's like, "You're Greasy Sam Squanch?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Holy crap!" I was like, "I didn't know you were in Edmonton or whatever." And then we ended up racing go karts for a while, and yeah, he's the one that convinced me to go for the academy.
Yeah, I mean, I
missed
wasn't
it by
around.
one spot due to a lot of people not being able to get in or ineligibility. Apparently,
Yeah.
they went to like the 10th or the 11th spot in that
Yeah.
one, and I was 12th. I want to say, yeah. But that was after only having a wheel. It would have been an embarrassment. I would have, like it would have been going to New York. And like I would have done fine in the real car challenges and all that kind of stuff and the push-ups and whatever and that kind of stuff. But getting behind the wheel with those guys, there's no way. I wouldn't have. It would have been cool to do, but there's no way I would have made it past that the amount of time I had on that kind of equipment.
Yeah, I don't. Like my wheel here, T150, it's one of the cheapest wheels on the market. Somebody gives me a Thrustmaster TGT or a Fanatec TD Pro, yeah, it's a whole new different ballgame.
Right?
Right? So, yeah, I agree. The equipment does not a big part.
I had to wait a long time to afford a nice
Yeah,
wheel.
yeah, that's the thing too, because this sim racing stuff's expensive too. Like it was
Especially
what?
when you try and get Fanatec into Canada.
Oh yeah.
Some bullshit.
Well, because you're in Alberta too. Alberta's just like forgotten. And like Saskatchewan.
Their shipping plant is closer to us than it is to you.
Oh?
Yeah, it's just Northern California.
Oh shit, so it would be closer to, wow. I don't know, because you know what, if you think about it, like, I, obviously being online, that's another thing. I learned a lot about, like, you know, I guess you could say the working of how this country feels about certain provinces and stuff and what happens. And based on what I hear and based on what I read on, because I met Gracie, and literally now it's like, you look like, I didn't know anything about Alberta. Now it's like, I know, like, Alberta, I just make fun of it, like, oh, what is a bunch of corn mazes? And nobody fucking cares about it, and like nobody, you know, knows who Alberta is anymore. It's kind of true, but you know what I mean.
That was one thing. We're a lot more urban than you think, that's for sure.
Yeah, but, I must see it to believe it.
Through that whole COVID thing with having people from different parts of the States, Australia, just being able to see the way it affected them in different parts around the world, just as people, not through the eyes of mainstream propaganda or whatever you want to call it, is pretty neat.
Yeah. And virtual was big too. Like for instance,
it went up so big. I was actually saying that to somebody the other day, like it's, at some point, I would think that real racing would probably, I don't want to say this, but I think it would die and eventually go online, because you can run laps for days online and it doesn't cost you anything. Tires, fuels, maintenance, anything.
Yeah.
No, exactly, and that's it. But are they going to be remote control cars out on track and you're going to be in a booth and the car's ripping around in Mach 12 or what? Like that drone racing shit?
I mean, the drone racing, I mean...
That drone racing's crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I did watch drone racing yesterday. Holy shit.
If I had one of those helmets on watching that, though.
I'm just gonna go search Pornhub, I'll be honest. Just stick it on there for a few
watching
hours.
That.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, I was the other thing too, like with this, I guess with this whole pandemic, right? It's with the whole virtual thing. Like when we started Zoom and stuff, like it brought in, I guess you could say, more unity, because people didn't know how to work a lot of this stuff. And I get it's different in this community because everybody knows how to operate a TV and.
Okay, well here's one for you. I hate computers. I don't know shit about them. I pretty much call myself computer illiterate. My 10-year-old son knows more about computers than I do. I grew up in that age where it was grade 7 for me when we started on the green screen programming. I was in that cusp where I probably should have made millions on the internet and computer stuff, but I looked at it and went, what the fuck is this? I regret that decision to this day. But COVID definitely forced me to learn how to do Zoom Meets and Google Meets and all that stupid shit.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, it
definitely taught me how to do that. Like,
it forced everybody.
That's one thing I hated over COVID was those. Like I didn't hate them. It's just pain in the ass. Like the family dinners over a Zoom meeting. That's what we were doing because my sister's a doctor, so in that time she couldn't come out or whatever, be around anybody. So we did a lot of dinners like that, which was weird.
It's not, yeah. Especially, I guess you could, yeah. And obviously, everybody joked, oh well, you know, I had a time when my grandparents tried to use it and they couldn't figure it out, and yeah, everybody makes that sort of thing. So yeah, everybody was forced to do it. Hell, I mean, you could get a 3-year-old to be able to figure it out because they have to. You know what I mean? Yep. So it's it definitely changed.
My parents know how to use it better than I do.
Yeah, there you go. That's honestly not an achievement for you. I don't think you should have said that, because that's...
No, I fully admit it. I'm terrible with computers, and I don't even try to fucking learn them now.
Alright.
But after this whole thumb ordeal and not being able to professionally be a mechanic anymore, that's one thing I was thinking about doing, was go taking some computer courses, something I'm probably going to hate, but it's something I need to do to be able to get caught up, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's what was I gonna say? Well, it's definitely a new learning curve, and I mean, because you have people who are computer illiterate and they have no idea they're good on computers, or you have somebody who's never touched a computer and all of a sudden they're just a fucking wizard at it, or you have people who think they're good on computers and then they're not. So it's changed a lot, and I mean, obviously with this community, I mean, there wasn't really technology issues per se with the COVID thing, right? Gaming just went through the fucking roof. Like, teachers were, you know what I mean? School teachers were gaming now. Like, literally.
Hang on a second, Shred. Hang on a second. I can hear both Bloomy and Mofar.
Oh my god.
Sorry, he's got you guys muted. He's asking me a bunch of questions for a school project and shit. it's like a TED Talk kind of deal or some shit. All right, basically. Okay, good. Go, Shred. We're good.
Well, I honestly, I slightly forgot what I was gonna say. I'm really tired. I'm really tired. I've kind of forgot what I was gonna say. I mean,
sorry.
Fuck,
you made
man.
me forget. I made him forget.
Man. Well, you know what, too? This whole...
corner.
I mean, have you seen the whole thing with gaming? Like, I literally...
It's exploded.
I think it was 3 days ago. I literally, and this is the craziest thing I've ever seen, my old chemistry teacher from, like, grade 10, he went and he actually plays Gran Turismo 7. And I found him 3 days ago, and I ended up racing with him. And it was like 6 o'clock or whatever, and I was like, that's ridiculous. And he told, I saw like his last name, and I knew it was familiar, and I said, hi, and I just straight up exposed myself, like, hi, I'm so and so from chemistry class. And he goes, oh yeah, I had you in chemistry class. And I was like, what the fuck? It was so weird. It was just I'm like, how? I never expected this. Like, a teacher from my school I'd be able to game with, but now it's like, I just saw him today when I was in school and we were talking about it, and it was just crazy. He's like, oh, if it wasn't for COVID.
My son said his teacher plays Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
I was like, tell him to add me. I'll show him how to race. Give my kid A's.
I'll show them young guns how to do it. Yeah, I know. Well, we got slightly off track, and you know, I'm gonna add all of this probably because it's good.
See, that's the beauty of it. That just proves your point right there, because you get that just shows you the conversation can go anywhere.
Exactly.
When any one of us are talking together, it's wild.
Yeah, it can go to some weird places. It can go to some good places.
Oh, it can go to some real weird places.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't. When you guys start saying Mopar, oh boy, it's gonna be a completely different ball of wax. It's yeah. We talked about this the other day, and then we changed like 2 minutes later.
Hang on, I'm purple. I got.
Yeah, exactly.
Chuck it. Oh shit. Oh, hook the rail, hook the rail, hook the rail. Go, 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 go.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on.
There's your slight glimpse of weird. It just cries.
One last corner.
There you go. Come on.
Turn, you fucking whore. Oh yeah, good drive out. Come on. I don't think I beat my best lap, but that felt pretty decent. What do I get? 54.4. Oh, come on.
I know what you're backing for just for that lap time.
Oh, the stupid little... I hate this car. Hey, it's weird because I'm trying the setup that MCA put up on the interwebs there, with it jacked up all the way in the back and all this stuff. Like, I get it, it works, but the setup that I made with my car that's completely fucking level and like, well, not completely level, and lacking completely on torque, I can go faster.
Yeah.
Like I got one with 250 foot-pounds of torque, and I got another one with 200, and it's even with my horsepower. So that makes
What the?
216.
That
I don't know
that
how,
makes
how
no
the fuck I
sense.
did it.
That makes no sense. I
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's really weird because the one I'm quicker with has like fuck all for torque.
there's your yes, there's another thing. Um Gran Turismo just racing just gives you weird stuff that you shouldn't be doing. It's yeah. Sometimes you're just confused and sometimes you understand it. But
It's
I
really
got
weird.
slightly one more question, and this is a bit of a
What's the question?
open-ended question. It's I don't expect an answer out of it because it's a bit of a thinking one, but you might have to use your last 3 brain cells for it. But
No, I don't have any brain cells.
oh god, well this might be tough for you, but I gotta ask. Um, coming out of COVID, coming out of the pandemic is what we're doing. I have no mask mandates anymore in schools, so for
Yep.
me it's almost completely normal. You kids
You get to
doing it
see
too.
people's faces again. It's
Yeah,
great.
seeing people's faces. You don't get like mask fished, like catfished with people
Jade, my
wearing their
youngest,
masks.
he is experiencing school for the first time ever without masks.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
without masks. Like he's been in school. He's grade 1 now, but all kindergarten was masks. Pretty much all of grade 1 was masks. Like it's wild. Anyway, continue, Shred. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, coming out of the pandemic and coming out of COVID, with this changes that has happened and with all the stuff that's happened in the community, with the extra time and as well as just the extra bonding, like, what are your sort of, I guess you want to say, what do you think is gonna happen going forwards?
I think it's only going to get bigger. Gaming. It's only going to get bigger.
It only
That's the
can.
biggest thing. But for me, I've been lucky, well, lucky and unlucky at the same time with all this COVID crap going on. I was one of the ones that got let go because I had a shitty boss and shitty owner that did well, there's not enough work when there was and whatever, but it led me down a different path. Everything happens for a reason, but now I'm able to play a lot more than I usually would, that's for sure. But who knows, going ahead in COVID, without COVID, to be honest, when COVID was going on, I didn't really live like COVID was going on. I never got vaccinated. I never really wore a mask anywhere unless I had to go into a store or whatever. But yeah,
We have an
that's a
unvaxxed.
whole nother topic, though.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna get into that
No,
tonight.
we're not.
That's a whole nother
But
conversation.
anyway,
And
but I don't
we
know.
have an unvaccinated people for all those college undergraduates. Yes, you could make it without being vaccinated. You didn't have to be vaccinated.
Well, they kind of forced you guys to, though. You guys were put in a real
When you're in
shitty
college,
situation.
I don't know.
Yeah, either way,
Not adding this
you're
in.
put in a shitty situation. Shouldn't have been in
Uh,
that situation anyway.
yeah, it's they kind of you gave us no option, right? But
Yep.
yeah. Anyway, I think that's all I have. That honestly that I can remember. Really, a lot of this was
Oh,
just on the fly.
fair enough.
But yeah. So I think that's all I needed. All right.